Have you ever wanted more pleasure in your life? Well, you're in the right space. Hey, it's Rachel. I've been intimacy coaching for 11 years and also doing a series every month this year talking about ways to incorporate pleasure into your everyday life for yourself, but also a partner relationship if that's something you're interested in. And for this month, I am just doing a series to kind of wrap up the things that I believe are really hindering us from having the best relationships. Now, my forte is intimacy. However, all relationships are important. To me, it's really the function of why we exist, okay? We're here to do really cool things and really fun things, but relationships is where it's at, okay? So the conversation I wanted to have today about things that hold us back in having the best relationships ever, whether it's our partner, our children, a coworker, whatever's important to you, it's unconditional love. Ironically, okay, clichely, okay, you've heard this term before, that I don't know if we collectively think that this is the best idea, but we should, but none of us do. None of us really have the ability to unconditionally love, at least not yet, that I've seen any human being. And here's what I mean, is that each individual person has an expectation of other people. You might have specifically of your partner, specifically of your children, specifically of your coworker, but you have an expectation on how that person is meant to show up in your life, whether because it's the patterns I showed you before or because of the idea you had on what children in co-working spaces and partnership was going to look like growing up. So unconditional love is something that we need to give because what it does is foster an environment for that other person to quite literally authentically just exist. They don't have to mask, they don't have to conform, they don't have to give up some of themselves to be loved. They just get to exist. And so many of us don't have that ability. We're told to look a certain way. We're told to get a certain job. We're told to make a certain amount of money. That way we will be deemed successful, which means that will lead to happiness. Not wrong. Not right at all. Not even in the least bit. Unconditional love doesn't have to look like blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, you just do whatever and you get away with it all. That's not love either. That's not love. Love is you fucked up today, but I can see that it wasn't intentional. I can see that you're hurting. I can see that this is stemming from a previous habit that's no longer serving you. What can I do to support you? What can I do in this space to make sure that you still know that you're loved and we can get up and try again? That is unconditional love. But even something as simple as you bring home a C or a D on your report card and then there's a consequence. I understand the intention, right? Is that I'm setting you up for success. I want you to have structure. I want you to be somebody who commits to something like school, right? There is good intention there, but it's still conditional. So I'm not saying that we can strip away all conditions when it comes to relationships and how we love people, but we can be hella more aware of it. And we can understand, am I holding this person to an unreasonable standard of how they can receive my love? And more importantly for you, when you loosen up the reins on that, how much more love can you give? And it's cliche, but it'll change the world. I'm just saying, okay? It's at the 3-minute mark, so it's time to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for being here.